All right, so Royal Caribbean has released cruise protocols from sailings from Florida during the month of August, and let's get into them right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, Royal Caribbean health protocols from sailings from Florida during the month of August. We're going to go through these here pretty quickly. They are essentially what we have seen for the month of July. In my opinion, there is very little to no change in them, but let's take a look at them here just to make sure. All right, so vaccine requirements. Royal Caribbean states it strongly recommends that all guests 12 years and older be fully vaccinated, which means the final dose was given at least 14 days prior to sailing. Proof of vaccination, such as the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's COVID-19 vaccination record card, will be presented. And fully vaccinated guests have no further testing or insurance requirements. So now, guests that are 12 years and older who are unvaccinated or unwilling to provide proof of vaccination will be considered unvaccinated guests and will have additional testing at their own expense and must follow health and safety protocols described below. All right, so you must have negative results from a pre-arrival COVID-19 test. You'll have a COVID-19 test at the cruise terminal, onboard antigen testing, mid-cruise antigen test on 6-night or longer sailings, a disembarkation antigen test. There are travel insurance requirements, shore excursions are required to visit any ports, and additional health and safety protocols while on board. Children not yet eligible for the vaccine will undergo additional testing at no additional charge, as well as additional health and safety protocols, including a PCR test for COVID-19 at the terminal, onboard antigen testing, disembarkation antigen testing. Shore excursions are required to visit the port. Additional health and safety protocols will be required. Travel insurance will be mandatory for unvaccinated adults. So each unvaccinated guest 12 years and older departing from a Florida home port on a Royal Caribbean international cruise must provide proof of a valid insurance policy that has a minimum of $25,000 per person in medical expense coverage and $50,000 coverage for emergency medical evacuation and no COVID-19 exclusions. The insurance policy must name the unvaccinated guest as the policy holder or beneficiary and may be purchased from a travel insurance company of the guest's own choosing or through the Royal Caribbean Travel Protection Program, which includes this coverage. Insurance is required for sailings from August the 1st through December the 31st of 2021. All right, the big one for a lot of people is going to be face masks. When indoors, CDC guidelines require all guests 2 years and older to wear masks unless they are actively eating or drinking in designated areas of the ship, meant specifically for vaccinated guests only. Then masks can be removed. Masks are not required in the stateroom, outside on the open decks, or at Perfect Day at Coco Key, unless in a crowded setting. Our first one is going to be dining. For main dining, Royal Caribbean will designate areas for everyone, including parents and unvaccinated children, and areas for vaccinated parties only. My Time dining will not be available to parties that include unvaccinated guests. Some specialty restaurants will be open for everyone, while others will be for vaccinated parties only. The Windjammer Buffet will be open to everyone for breakfast and lunch. The food will be served by the crew. Royal Caribbean recommends that you make dining reservations via the cruise planner before the cruise or on the Royal Caribbean app once on board. The grab-and-go cafes will also be available for everyone. Bars and lounges. Many bars and lounges will be open to everyone, and others will be available to vaccinated guests only. There will be crews stationed nearby and signage to help direct the guests. The casino. Given the casino's physical constraints, there is not enough space to accommodate everyone. Given most of our adult guests are vaccinated, the casino will be open to vaccinated guests only. The fitness center and the spa. The fitness center will have dedicated operating hours for everyone, as well as hours reserved for vaccinated guests only. Salon services will be available to everyone, but given the enclosed space and longer length of spa services, the treatment rooms used to provide facials, massages, and other services will only be available to vaccinated guests. Entertainment venues will offer space seating and more showtimes throughout the cruise. Select showtimes will be for everyone and other showtimes for vaccinated guests only. Reservations can be made once on board using Royal Caribbean's app. The Diamond Lounge for loyalty members will be open and operating at 50% capacity to allow for physical distancing. The Adventure Ocean and Teen Lounges and youth spaces will be open to all children's and teens. All right, shore excursions. Fully vaccinated parties have the choice of booking a shore excursion or visiting freely. Parties that wish to go ashore and include any unvaccinated guests, including parents traveling with unvaccinated children, must book a shore excursion through Royal Caribbean. Vaccinated parents wishing to go ashore freely can drop their kids off at the Adventure Ocean Kids Club and reserve time for their child on the day they wish to go to port. Now, specific locations on the ship that will be vaccinated versus unvaccinated, expect to see something similar along the lines of what we have seen with the Freedom of the Seas, but each ship could have very specific venues that'll be open and closed depending on what's on board the ship. And there are Royal Caribbean's August protocol updates. I said the really big difference, I think, between July and August is the change in the vaccination age. It was 16 and above for July. Now it is 12 and above for August and beyond. And other than that, they do seem pretty similar. Seems like Royal Caribbean's going to keep going with the same system that they have been using on the Freedom of the Seas for its last couple of voyages. Now, there has been some talk out there that the masking policies may be changing here in the next couple of weeks, and we will keep our eye out for that to see if we hear anything additional about that or anything official about that, because just like all other cruise protocols, these here are subject to change tomorrow for all we know. Next week or the week after that, nothing at this point really seems to be set in stone, other than cruise ships are definitely going to be sailing and they're definitely going to have passengers ready to go on board. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.